Kyla Liu from bestemailmarketingsoftware.com, and today we're going to be diving in and taking a look at ActiveCampaign. So if that's something you are interested in, then just keep watching. Now you may be asking, what actually is ActiveCampaign? ActiveCampaign is a powerful software that allows businesses to build relationships and generate sales through email. Today, I'm going to be covering 8 topics, and I know that's a lot, but stick with me because it's going to be awesome. And that is deliverability, automations, campaign builder, form builder, reporting, pricing, who is ActiveCampaign actually for, and ultimately what I liked and disliked about the software. If you don't know half of the words that I said just barely, it's okay, I got you. My goal by the end of this video is for you to generally know your way around the software and understand its strengths and its weaknesses. So without further ado, let's dive in. What is email deliverability? It's when an email successfully arrives in a person's inbox. Just because you may send an email successfully doesn't mean it ends up in the right place. It'd be like heading over to the post office, sending a package to your aunt, and that package ending up in her backyard behind some bushes, never to be found. I hope that analogy made sense, but I think you guys get the idea. What's great is ActiveCampaign has one of the best deliverability rates and proves to be one of the best software in delivering emails to a customer's inbox. Deliverability is open rates. So obviously, if your emails are ending up in spam, they're not gonna get read. So let's actually check out some real life numbers for a second. Okay, so here I am in ActiveCampaign's dashboard, and what I'm gonna do is head over to this tab that says automations and go ahead and click on that. And here it's gonna pull up all of the automations that I have created. And if I go over here and hover over this newsletter automation, for example, and hover over these emails, you can see right here, this first email has a 56% open rate. This one has a 47.83% open rate, 50%, 57%, again, 57, 71. So pretty great numbers when it comes to open rates. And this is a really fast way to check to see how many people are reading your emails. Speaking of automations, that is probably the best thing about ActiveCampaign. An automation is a chain of events that runs when triggered by starting conditions that you define. Now, I am a very visual learner, and ActiveCampaign has set up their automations to look like this. Isn't this freaking amazing? So to create an automation that looks like this that we have on the screen here, I'm gonna go to the left-hand side and click on automations. And so it's gonna pull up our main automation screen where I can look at all of my created automations or go and create a new one. So to create a new one, I'm gonna go up here to the top right where it says create an automation and click on that. And then it's gonna pull up this screen that says create an automation. And now they have a bunch of different things that you can start with, you know, engagement tagging, things like that, product interest tagging. They've got a lot of different options, and you can see that all from the all recipes category. But my favorite is to just start from scratch, and that is the easiest. Now, a really useful tip here, one that I struggled with for way too long. You think, oh, you click on this and that it's gonna open. And I spent so long just trying to click on this start from scratch highlighted button and nothing happened. So what you have to do is go down here and click on continue. So make sure that you guys do that. And then it's gonna go ahead and bring up this screen here. And the first thing that you're gonna do is select a trigger. And what they do is they have all these different options. Your starting trigger that starts this automation and sends emails to people. So you can see if they subscribe to a list or submit a form or clicks on a link in an email or web page is visited, forwards an email, goal is achieved. There's so many different starting triggers that you can use. So what I'm actually gonna do is just click on subscribes to a list, and you can go ahead and select a list that you have, runs once, and I'm gonna just go ahead and click add start, and that's gonna start my automation. Now, from this point, you can either choose to obviously send an email, or if you want to, you can have different conditions and workflows. So basically this means you wait a certain amount of time, or if else, bunch of different conditions here as we go through. So if I clicked on send an email, I can go ahead and create an email from scratch, and then you can go ahead and name the email. I click create. Now you can see right here that there is an email. So then it's gonna bring up the email form that I can use. I'm gonna go ahead and worry and show you guys that a little bit later, but let's go back to this main screen here and click cancel. So you can always go back and edit your emails by clicking on that. You can see right now I don't have an email created yet, and it's letting me know right there. But what's cool is you can also name your email automation up here and click save, and that you can always change that. So you can see a contact subscribes to list all contacts, or you can add a bunch of other triggers as well. So let's say I wanted to send an email the minute they subscribed to the list, but then after that point I wanted to wait a couple days. So I could go into conditions and workflow and click on wait. And then I can do wait for a specific period of time, and I'm gonna do wait 2 days and click save. And then from this point, it's gonna go ahead and have that workflow that you guys can see. And essentially when someone subscribes to a list, it's gonna take them through this sequence. Let me show you guys how a condition works really quickly. So if we go into conditions and workflow, and we're going to do the if else condition here, there's so many options when it comes to the different categories. So you can do, contact details, actions. So we'll go ahead, and if they have clicked on a link on this email that we have, the first email, we'll do any link, then we'll click add. And so I can show you guys how this works. So you can see, if they have clicked on a link in this email, then I can go ahead and send them different emails. But if they haven't, what I might do is resend the same email again with a different headline, just trying to get their engagement on that email. So that's one thing that you can see that it will do, and it will start splitting your contacts and what they're doing in your email automation sequence. Now let's chat about campaigns. Campaigns are for when you want to send out an email. For example, let's say it's Black Friday and you have an awesome sale going on that you want to let your email list know about. So to access your campaigns, we're gonna go over here to the left-hand side and click on campaigns. I know this is crazy rocket science. So if I scroll down, I can see my existing campaigns already, or up here in the top right, I can go ahead and create a campaign. So let me kind of walk you guys through this. So first of all, you have your campaign name. I'm just gonna go ahead and name it test for this video. And then you have different types. So you can send a regular one-time email campaign. You can automate it, so create a custom sequence of email actions and conditions. So basically this is just a smaller automation, or you can lead it and going into bigger automations as well. You can do an autoresponder, so an automated campaign that will send after somebody subscribes. Split testing, compare multiple emails to test which work best, which is awesome. I highly recommend you use the split testing feature, and we'll talk about that in a sec. And then you have the RSS triggered, sends whenever your RSS based feed is updated. Now, what does that actually mean?
An RSS feed is when your email subscribers get notified whenever a post goes up on your blog or website, and then they can read a summary or the whole post.
And then you have date-based, which is send on contacts, birthdays, anniversaries, and more. So let's go ahead and check out this split testing feature for a second. So if I go ahead and click on that, I'm gonna go ahead and select next. And right here is where you go ahead and select your list. Now, if you're first starting out, you're probably gonna only have one list, and it's super easy to create lists. You can either do that from having email subscribers join your email list, or if you already have a list of emails, you can import them easily into ActiveCampaign. So I'm gonna go ahead and select this master list here, and then you can select the split test type. So what's really cool is you can test different email subjects and or from information. Now, most email softwares are going to have this feature, but what makes ActiveCampaign a little bit different is you can test different email subjects, from information, and or email contents. So you can actually split test what is actually in your email. So if I go ahead and click on that, and we click on next, then it's going to go ahead and bring us to our basic templates. Now, ActiveCampaign has a lot of different templates. So if I go here into design templates, they have a bunch of different options here, which is really nice that you can look at. They have layouts, which are basically, start from scratch with a blank canvas. But what's also cool is with your past campaigns, they save every single email that you've sent out as a template. So I can go here into one of my emails and click on select, and I can select an email that I previously sent and craft a new email essentially. So let's do this as test email. Test email. We're gonna go ahead and click continue. And then we go into the form builder. Now, this is probably one of the things that I don't really love about ActiveCampaign. Obviously, they give you all the features that you need in order to create really aesthetic looking emails. So if you wanted to ever create something that looked like this, that is a really intricate aesthetic looking email. So if you want to do something like that, I think that ActiveCampaign's tools are really clunky. As you can see here on the right hand side, you can add text block, an image button, and you just go ahead and drag it in here. But it's a little clunky, and as you can see, if it's not in the right section, it moves it up there to the top. So just a little bit funky. It's definitely possible if you're willing to work with it long enough, but not very intuitive. But if you're just wanting to create what I have here is just, text on a page, my emails tend to not be very extravagant. It does what it needs to do within ActiveCampaign. So you can go ahead and do that there. And then if I click on next, then since I'm split testing a feature, you can go ahead and split test a different email. So you can see this is test number 2, and down here this is test number 1 email, which is awesome. And so I'm going to go ahead and just leave those 2 split tests. Obviously I would go ahead and adjust what I had in the emails, and then you go ahead and add in all your information here, and then you can either save and exit, or you can send a test email to yourself and preview it, either the email client preview or how it looks on the desktop. And then also it's going to, spam check it, which is awesome. And I think that's one of the reasons why ActiveCampaign has such high deliverability rates, because they are checking it and let you know that, oh, this is likely to become spam if you have these things going. So then you can either send at this point or save and exit to edit later. The reporting, aka the data about our email sequence, is really quite good within ActiveCampaign, and they are really known for having great reporting features. To see your reports within your campaigns, I'm here on the campaign tab. I can go down here, and right here where it says view report, I can click on that for a specific campaign. And so you can see this is the daily open trend, or you can even look at the hourly open trend right here, which is awesome. You can see the campaign activity stream, the summary, so you've got opens, clicks, forwards, unsubscribes, and bounces. So obviously you can see this email was not very successful, and they also give you a nice graph here, so you can see this is the percentage that opened, and if you hover on it, it's going to give you the actual hard percent and the percent of unopened. Now, if you want to look over here on the left-hand side, you can go into much greater detail on the report for this campaign. So you can look at the overview, you can go ahead and click on message, and it's going to show you the email. You can click on opens and reads. So this email had 31 total opens and reads, and then right here you've got unique opens, did not open, and average recipients per open/read. And then you can see the emails below. If you have any links in the email or social media things like that, you can see that up here and look down what actually links were clicked. You can even look at the geographical area of where your subscribers are opening the emails, social, and if you have any prompts on your emails to reply, you can see what replies you have there. And then if people read the email and say, you know what, I don't want to be on this email list anymore, you're unsubscribed. So you do want to make sure that every single email you send out, you do have the ability to unsubscribe, and that your unsubscribe button actually works, because there is nothing more frustrating than unsubscribing to an email list and still receiving emails from that company. So that's where you can go ahead and check that out there. Now, to see a report for your automations, what I'm going to go ahead and do is go here on the left-hand side and scroll down, and you can see this little bar. It's funny that it says reports down lower, but this little graph here is what reports is. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that. And obviously you can see your campaign reports from here as well. But if I wanted to see my automation reports, I'm gonna go ahead and click on all automations. Okay, here we go. Here is all of my automations. Now I would say it does take a little bit longer for this to load. So if I go into automation reports and click on all automations, if it doesn't load right away for you, I would try refreshing the page a couple of times. But here's an overview of all of my automations. Obviously you can change the labels and the automations that you're looking at. But if you want to go into a more detailed one, what I'm going to go ahead and do is check out this soap opera sequence. And you see these 3 little dots right there. They're really small. I'm going to go ahead and click on that and then select automation overview. So this is going to give me a really detailed look at this automation, which is really awesome. And you can see here on the left hand side, I can look at the overview, contacts, and goals. And this is basically just showing me the 35 total contacts in the automation, and opens 24 out of 35. So then they show you how they get their open rate, and they've got a graph here and a lot of really detailed information. They've got the dates sent and things like that of your emails. So you can go ahead and look at the statistics there to help you better understand what you need to do to improve your email send rates. Now, let's go ahead and talk about pricing for a sec, because I know that's probably what a lot of you really want to know. Now, ActiveCampaign does have a 14-day free trial, which I think is really awesome. And I think in comparison to the other email softwares out there, ActiveCampaign is really quite reasonable, especially considering all the features that you are getting. While ActiveCampaign does not have a free plan, and what's funny is they actually have a deal going on. Obviously, you can see that it ends September 30th of 2021. But if we look normally, their basic plan at 500 contacts is $15 a year, or $15 a month if you're not doing the annual plan, $70 a month, $159, and $279. If I switch this to being billed yearly, it's $9 a month, $49 a month, $129 a month, and $229. But what I love, regardless of the fact that they don't have a free plan, I feel like sometimes with those softwares out there that offer free plans, the plans are really wimpy and you don't actually get any useful features until you upgrade to the more expensive plans. And I don't feel like that's the case with ActiveCampaign. So even if you are on their basic plan, which is their light plan, and their cheapest plan, everything that I showed you guys in today's video and talked about, you can access on this plan. And obviously, ActiveCampaign's pricing is dependent on the number of contacts you have. And I actually really like that, because now you're only paying for what you need. Now, who is ActiveCampaign for? In my opinion, ActiveCampaign is great for small business owners who are willing to put in the time to learn the software, or already experienced users. Because I do feel like you get a lot of the features that you need to sustain your business for many years to come. And so especially as a small business owner, if you're willing to put in the time and effort to learn the software as a whole, you'll be set up and understand all the features that you can use going into the future as your business continues to grow. Now let's talk about the most interesting part, what I like and what I dislike about ActiveCampaign. So in a nutshell, what I love most about ActiveCampaign is their automations and how they're laid out, their thorough reporting. I actually think ActiveCampaign has a really great help center with lots of articles and videos to help their new users out, and that is really fantastic. And I also love that ActiveCampaign can easily integrate with a lot of other softwares out there as well. The cons of ActiveCampaign, again, this is my opinion. The features really can be overwhelming and a lot to learn if you are first starting out and this is your first email automation software. And also, ActiveCampaign isn't as budget friendly if all you're wanting to do is create simple automations. So there you guys go. That is my overview of ActiveCampaign. I really hope you guys enjoyed today's video. And if you are interested in checking out ActiveCampaign, go ahead and click on the link down below this video. My name is Kyla Liu. I hope you have a fabulous day and I will catch you later. Bye, dudes.